Thus, it is my honor and my privilege to introduce the class of 2020's valedictorian, David LaMaster.
I'm glad this is being recorded because I can watch that whenever I'm having a bad day. Here we go. I want to begin by thanking the Bishop Dwenger administration for all of the hard work and effort they have put forth these past few months to ensure that not only would we have a graduation ceremony, but also a senior experience as close to normal as possible. And furthermore, I would like to especially thank all of the teachers and staff for reconstructing their entire courses and curriculums last semester so that we were able to graduate at the end of May, empowering us to move forward to the next exciting chapter of our lives. Please join me in applauding their amazing efforts and hard work during this unprecedented time. Next, I would also like to sincerely thank Bishop Rhodes, as well as the diocese, for all of the guidance and amazing support that they have supplied during these trying times. Again, please join me in recognizing our esteemed Bishop Rhodes and the diocese for all that they have done for us. Lastly, I would like to thank all of our parents and loved ones who are here or watching back home. Hello. Not only for staying strong and supporting us during this pandemic, but also for nurturing us, as well as providing unwavering support through each and every step of this journey. The highs, the lows, the failures, and the victories. Join me, students, as we acknowledge our amazing parents and loved ones who have remained a constant source of wisdom for each and every one of us. All right, that was the speech. The world we currently reside in is full of dangers. Although this might not be the most uplifting way to start an inspirational speech, I feel fairly confident that everyone would agree with the statement that 2020 has been a complete mess. Whether it was the World War III rumors and increasing tensions between countries, the murder hornets, or the one that is by far the most tragic, the death of Mr. Peanut, may he rest in peace. Everyone has been affected in one way or another. However, clearly, the event that has clearly had the greatest impact has been the spread of coronavirus across the globe, truly affecting all human beings in one way or another. Whether it has changed your college plans, the manner in which you shop for groceries, the way you gather with friends and family, or your graduation ceremony, the impact of this pandemic has been something no one could have predicted, and yet it has had an impact on all of us, made a difference in our lives. And that's actually the main point I want to address this evening. Not the coronavirus or the cultural significance it has had in particular, but I want to, instead, focus on the key concept of achieving an impact, creating or continuing a legacy, and bringing about a difference. Now, to begin, I'd like to demand something of our senior class, every single one of you. I want every single person in this room to create and build his or her individual legacy. I can probably guess what some of you might be thinking. How on earth is a random individual like me going to inspire a legacy? I am just an 18 or 19-year-old living in Fort Wayne, Indiana, who possibly doesn't know how to do laundry yet. It's okay. To the people who may be thinking something along these lines, I want to say that you probably have left more of a legacy in your life than you know. Whether it was here at Bishop Dwenger or at a job you've worked at, you've interacted with more people than you realize. While you may assume that in order to be great, to establish a lasting legacy, you need to invent some amazing gadget or a program that will revolutionize the world, or maybe become a high-ranking politician who makes important political changes, or end up with your name written in a history book that future Dwenger students will learn about in history class. I would propose that while these pursuits are certainly admirable, they are not necessarily the true definition of what it means to build, create, and nourish a legacy. The legacy that each and every single one of us will leave as we end our time at Bishop Dwenger is not going to be based on our popularity, our wealth, our status, our recognition, or even being named the valedictorian of the class. Instead, the legacy I hope to leave, and we should all aim to leave, is in the hearts and minds of those people that we care about, as well as those that have crossed our paths. A strong legacy is when someone hears your name and recalls a humorous memory. It's when someone was there for you when you felt lost. It's when you're on a call with someone for over 6 hours trying to understand chemistry, and it's losing terribly at ping pong. And, above all, it's when you can't wait to come home from college to see all your friends again. In other words, what I'm trying to say is the pursuit, the create, building, and leaving a legacy is actually quite simple. All you have to do is seek out and go after what means the most to you, and save lots of time for the people you care about, the ones you love. Jim Carrey famously said, "The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency you have." To me, it matters so much that everyone here leaves their own unique legacy. And that request is not too demanding at all. Run, chase, sprint after what you care about, what you are passionate about, and spend time with the people who you love. Live your life being the reason someone believes in the good of humanity, and I promise your legacy will never be forgotten. And if you don't believe that you've had an impact on people in your life, if you don't believe you're capable of changing others, remember that almost exactly 4 years ago today was the freshman merge. Do you guys remember? We were all sitting in this same gym. Much more awkward with most of us having braces, but it was us nonetheless. We had no idea how many stories we would create, how many memories we would forge, and how many unique and interesting people we would meet. But we all sat in this very same gym as strangers, ready for the unknown, together. So, if you want to see the legacy you've crafted, look around at everyone you've created stories with and the friends you've bonded with. And to find that legacy you've made in the last 4 years of high school, look for it in their eyes, because that's where you'll find it. Now, almost in a poetic way, we're finishing our story in the exact same place we started it, sitting on the gym floor, together. No longer as strangers, but as classmates and as friends. In summary, as you all go off into the world, never forget all of the memories you have made in only 4 years, and never stop leaving behind a legacy in the hearts and minds of those who happen to cross your path and those who you love. There is only one way I can end this speech, and that is a phrase quoted from Mr. Shifley, one that we've all heard many times, and one we will likely never forget. So, to my fellow classmates of 2020, and whatever you do for the rest of your lives, remember, forge your legacy, and above all, remember to stay classy, Saints.
The valedictorian, David LaMaster.